I'm going to continue my commentary of this book right here. And we're going to talk about a lady who had a particularly bad problem. She was bent over like this. She was in a lot of pain. She was suffering. Okay? And she came to Jesus. Now, having Jesus heal her on just any ordinary day wouldn't have been such a big deal. It'd have been a deal, but it wouldn't have been such a big deal. But the lady comes to Jesus on the Sabbath day. Now, let me clear this up for you. Let's say hospitals of today were operating like they did in the Jewish times with the Sabbath. That meant if your situation wasn't life-threatening, you weren't going to die by the end of the day, it didn't matter how much pain and suffering you were in. If you broke your leg on the Sabbath day, they couldn't set it until the next day because it wasn't life-threatening. You'd be in pain all day long, but by gollies, it wasn't life-threatening, so you wouldn't get it set until the next day. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine people with cancer and it's terminal cancer and they're being given morphine injections, but because they're not that close to death yet, they can't get their morphine injection on the Sabbath day, so they have to suffer all day long on the Sabbath day before they get their next morphine injection. Whoa. That was the problem. So, Jesus not only forgave this woman of her sins, whatever they may have been, but then he heals her on the spot on the Sabbath day. Well, this ticked off the Pharisees. They were claiming that Jesus wasn't observing the Sabbath, so therefore his entire theology was debunked. Well, Jesus answered that. He said, well, let me tell you something. You have oxen over here, they're thirsty, and you loose them so they can go get water to drink. Now, they're suffering bad because they're that thirsty, they are suffering. But yet, you have a lady here, she's bent over, she could barely move, and you want her to go through yet one more day of suffering before she gets healed. He said, when somebody is suffering that bad, let's heal them. That doesn't violate the Sabbath. This is not about healing, this is about working for profit. See, the Sabbath was really designed to keep people from making money on one day of the week. Okay? And we're not talking about beggars begging for their daily meal. We're talking about flat out people profiting off the Sabbath. That's what Jesus was trying to do, is say, look, you're not going to profit off the Sabbath. That's true. However, if somebody's in that much pain, relieve it. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Relieve the pain. If somebody breaks their leg on the Sabbath, set the leg, alleviate the pain. Okay? So, ending suffering on the Sabbath is perfectly legal. But if you're trying to, let's say you're trying to sell a car, and you're going to make a ton of money off of it, you don't sell your car on the Sabbath day to make a profit. That's what's wrong with retail right now. They run 7 days a week. They're making tons of profit. And they shouldn't be on the Sabbath. See, they're trying to take advantage of a loophole that Jesus has created. Now, well, these people need their stuff. Well, they may need their stuff, but you don't have to make a massive profit off of it. When a grocery store is open to help people feed the poor, that's one thing. But when you're standing there and opening up an electronics store, which is not a medical necessity, and making killer profits off of it, that's a problem. See the difference? And that's what the whole story of the lady who was bent over was all about. Okay? I will tell you more in a future video. Stay tuned.